Okay, welcome back to track reviewing. Oh my god, what else I have in my inventory? Okay, let's see here. Track made by BigBirb. Yeah, they asked. Oh fuck, I forgot to ask the questions. Let's sneak things. Yeah. Real competitive track. I'm guessing. I normally ask people what the track is made for, and also lap time, but oh well, my bad. Is this a freaking like gum fruit or something? Did I get that? I had never watched. Hold on. Oh, actually, God, it is a gum fruit. That's crazy. From One Piece. I never watched One Piece. Anyways, well, like, why is this here? Is this is this a One Piece reference? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, track by BigBirb. I'm gonna review under the assumption of high level competitive racing. I'm not in the lap time. Let's go. I'm assuming it's this way. It should be this way. Yeah. Okay. I haven't actually I've seen the layout actually for a while. Like I saw it a few days ago, but like, I haven't like driven it. I haven't actually like gone on track or anything. Gone around. This is pit exit. So you're giving him a boat tap. That's cool. I thought about that before. I didn't think about doing it this way, but no, that works. Yeah, I'm sure that would be like, oh, it's a, what is it? You call it a dynamic gimmick, or it's like, it's not the same throughout the race. So you might just get lucky that someone's there, and you might get a boat tap while someone else, like let's say like they're on a different pit strategy from your rival, and you just happen to have someone here and get a boat tap for free, and get to drive faster, and then like your rival doesn't ever get that, right? So it's a little bit luck based. Just happened to be there. Otherwise, it's also. I know this is talking about. I mean, this is obviously a boat tap here, but like, also probably boat. Oh, hold on. Maybe boat tap there. I don't know if it's intentional though. Maybe. Okay. It's kind of. I'm guessing. Maybe it's a boat tap. I don't know. Okay. I'll come back to that. There's this thing. Is that actually. I don't know. I thought the whole point of the water thing was that you're supposed to like drive into it from the side and get pushed up to the top. But I mean, like, I don't know. I wonder if people actually fall in here. I should probably try it a few times. How much time does it save? Quite a lot. I'm guessing this is the reset location. Or what? What is that for? What? I don't know what that's for. I don't know. Okay. BigBirb, you suck. Imagine not upgrading your water level. No, I need to plug my video. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, this is how long ago? Oh, like almost 2 years ago. Crazy. Wait, you need to turn this into like this, and it goes faster. You don't have to, but like, it goes faster. I also don't trust this too much because like it seems like you get like somewhat inconsistent velocities upwards. Like when you make this really tall, it seems like sometimes you like go a little bit fast and like you slow down sometimes, and it's weird. I don't know. I just trust like what I showed in the video. So yeah, it's really simple. Actually, I can just do it. And, like double 2 or something. There you go. There you go. Done faster. Although this is only like 3 blocks tall, so it doesn't really matter that much. But like whatever. No. What the heck is that? I don't understand what these are. I think those are meant to be reset regions. No, these are probably old. Oh wait, no. No, this is probably where you reset to. It's just marking it. Okay, I see. Alright. Okay. Bird up. There's a bird. Oh my god. Boat tap. So this is like a... Yeah, this is like player 1 setup. You even have outside wall tap. Crazy. I like how these are marked like that. That's pretty cool. Wow, this is really just giving me player 1. I went to the V word, but I can't say the V word, so no. Oh, now people who don't know what the V word is are gonna be like, what the heck? Okay. Is this like a several gimmick? Kind of? I mean, I see this, and that's what I'm guessing, but... Okay, I'm guessing this is also a One Piece reference. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. I would not be surprised. But the neat thing about this is that it goes right into a chicane. Have I tried this? Yes, Green Greens. The double wall tap. It's a several gimmick from in tandem, and then you go into chicanes. It's not nearly as, like, this crazy, though. Like, the chicanes are pretty spread out. Like, the apexes are a bit more spread out, I think. But, like, I don't know. Okay, that's a lap. Alright, so we have, in total, boat tap here, also pit exit boat tap. We have mirror split. Oh. Oh, I see, okay. Shortcut, that saves a lot of time, it looks like. Reset region bump control, counterplay, player 1 boat tap. Yeah. That's sign. No, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we have 2 boat taps, mirror split, shortcut, and then launcher as well. And bump control. I didn't look at how relevant the bump control was and stuff. I also don't know anything about the numbers, like how much time you lose from failing, like falling into a fall pit. And if it's consistent and stuff. Anyways, okay. I don't know pit delta, so I'm not gonna act like a nut, or I'm not gonna like analyze it. This is very dark. I'd recommend lighting it up a little bit. Anyways, I can just try and get a basic map time. Text have I gotten? What? Okay. Phone. Stopwatch. This is fine. I have not warmed up. I'm just gonna get a rough number. Because yeah, I mean, okay, if you ask me for a track view, just, and you're watching this, for future reference, let's just like everyone. Oh yeah! I'm gonna add a second at least, if not more. Tell me what the track is made for. Like, is it made for high-level competitive racing? Is it made for time trialing? If so, what kind of time trialing? Is it just made for the sake of being to exist? Like, is it, you know, what is it made for? Then, otherwise, tell me nap time. And also pit delta, preferably. I'm not taking the shortcut yet. There's slime on there, isn't there? No, it's reset. Oh, that's what that thing's for. I see. Okay. These lines are impeccable. Okay, so 120. 118, so maybe like 115. Ish. Probably like lower than 115. I drove that pretty badly. Okay, I was like 110, 115. Alright. Not too bad. That's alright. That's, yeah, I think, what, like, make a remix 105, right? So, yeah, whatever. Why are the sewer pipes? Like, what the fuck? Dude, I just got a job. Like, I just got a job in like the industry of like building buildings, like and like doing like HVAC and like plumbing and shit. And I'm like, this isn't right. Well, it might be. No. Typically, sewer stuff is open channel flow. There's supposed to be air. It's not supposed to be all water. It's supposed to be like air. Gray 5 and like so like you have like water on like the bottom half and the air on the top half. It doesn't have to be like half and half, but yeah. God damn it. Anyways, yeah, lap time's fun. So typically, first thing I look at is overtaking mechanics. I'm gonna take. Probably. This is BigBirb's first time making a high-level competitive track, so I am a bit concerned about how much he tested this. Did he test this with other people? If so, who? Then also, like, how much, right? And, like, how thoroughly did they do it? I can act on the assumption that this all works, but, also, did they consider this? It'd be really funny if this actually worked. I did not need all that speed. Oh yeah, bud. Got him. Yeah, you can just do that. That's probably not good, is it? Because it's just a wall tap now. Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Probably do like this. Yeah, no, that's so broken. Alright, yeah, fix that. There's like no way. Bro, if you're boat tapping, you're hanging like right here. I mean, you do have like a bit more awkward of a thing, but like, it's still, yeah, there's no way. Yeah, so fix that. And while you're at it, make sure that this actually works by using motion capture, and be really diligent. I have a, speaking of plugging my channel, motion capture. I have a tutorial. Wow, and it lets you just watch it. Why? Alright, welcome back. This is a tutorial for the motion capture mod. Oh my god, it's laser. Yeah, so you just like, you can record yourself. That's cool. So you can use. That's so cool. Right, and this is a recording, and like it's playing it back, right? And you can boat tap off this, right? So great for testing boat taps and stuff. So I recommend doing that, and like don't skimp out on it, because as soon as this gets raced on and then people go for it and it doesn't actually like they don't get in town from this, the people are gonna slam the shit out of this track. Like, track sucks. Boat tap doesn't even work. L. Rate of 2 out of 10. Track sucks. And yeah, so I recommend really making sure this works. And also patching the skip I found. Otherwise, yeah, so like I said, the first thing I typically check is overtaking mechanics. I'm going to act on the assumption that they work. I don't know if they do. I see this, I don't see any packed dice. Like, I don't know, like, you're so far away. I'm just going to act on the assumption that I do, but again, you need to be really diligent, make sure that this actually works. The mirror split, I don't know, like, there's the iron bar wall capture, I guess, and that can probably be a little bit difficult. Ender Skeppy, that's a crazy, alright. It's also this, I guess. Doesn't seem too difficult though. I didn't really drive that well though. I doubt that's a boat tap. I mean, if it is, that's cool, I guess. But like, you already have like 1 to 2 boat taps at this point. You don't need more. There do be a shortcut. I didn't like explore this at all. Okay. I hate how, like, guys, we do not need We do not need diagonal wall tap across the road again. Like we've seen this like too many times now. Yeah, there's no way people are actually falling in. You may as well just like, I think you may as well just like extend this, man. Like, I don't know what the difference between how it is right now and like doing this is, because like functionally, like you're not falling down in this gap, right? So I don't know. Well, no, wait. Oh, I'm stupid as well. I do know what it is. It's so that if you end up here, you don't get stuck. Right. Because if you do this, then you can fall in. Right. Okay. Never mind. Don't mind me. Well, I mean, like, no. I mean, you can still do the same thing with just making an ice block here. No. Like if you just like do this. Right? I think. I mean, well then you can... No, because then you can like jump this gap and yeah, so you can do like that maybe. But then yeah, okay, maybe, okay, I don't know. It's like there's no... Okay, well also you get slowed down here. I don't know. Yeah, no, this is probably fine. Well, I'm also concerned about consistency. I'm not sure how... If you actually stay in the air for the same amount of time consistently. Maybe not. Yeah, otherwise, difficulty and time loss. It seems like you... I don't know, actually. I don't know how much time it is. Yeah, if you also, again, in the future, this is for everyone. If you want me to do a track review, please tell me, like for shortcuts and stuff, how much time you save and lose by taking it. Like how much time you would, like if you lose 5 seconds for falling off compared to taking the corner normally, and like if you make it across successfully, how much time you save compared to that, right? That is pretty important. Because a skip that saves 0.2 seconds and loses you 0.4 failing is very different than the skip that saves you 3 seconds and 5 seconds for lose 5 seconds for failing, right? Very different. Yeah. So, I don't know how I feel about skips in general, because you know the whole your pace comes down to how often you hit the skip thing, and like invalidates the whole rest of the track. That mentality. So yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, then you have this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So after overtaking mechanics, typically like to look at difficulty. I don't feel like this is too difficult. Like there's a few, precise wall taps, like iron bar wall tap there, iron bar wall tap there. You got the shortcut, I guess. Yeah, sure. I should probably actually hit the shortcut before I talk. But I mean, the rest of it seems like pretty simple and easy. Let me hit the shortcut. How about that? Ability. What? I don't know. Alright. Oh my god, wait, did I fall in? Holy crap. That's crazy. I'm eating my words. I'm laser. Oh! That's actually crazy that I'm falling in. I did not expect that. Huh. Maybe I'm not seeing it correctly. Okay, alright. And you're facing generally the same direction, so like, you actually kind of go in the right direction if you fall off. Okay. Should I get a 5th try and I'm not warmed up and I'm also terrible, so like it's probably not too bad. We've seen worse. Alright, sorry, I was talking about how like we don't need shortcuts to like freaking like feed like this is the same formula as BigBirb. Like we've seen this in Little Water Tribe, we've seen this in like Frank Bryan 2, we've seen this here, we've seen this in other tracks too. I don't remember what tracks, but we've seen this in other tracks too. The problem with this is that like if you're following behind someone and they go in front of you, they in front of you go for this, they're crossing over the entire road. And like to be fair, I haven't seen it too often, but I don't know. I just randomly started watching a Blue Eater stream, and then like the first thing I found was like him getting wrecked by it. Let me pull up a clip. There we go. Like
I'm not gonna take the shortcut on the first time.
that.
Oh. Well,
Now you're just dead. Like so. Yeah, that's an issue with this. So. Yeah. Like. Yeah. I don't see a reason to need to stick to this concept or like this variation of a shortcut. You know, oh yeah. I mean, like, of course, you know, it tests your boat rotation on entry to the wall tap, sure, but like there's like, it doesn't have to be on the outside of the road, you know. Like it's not like all shortcuts have to test this. It's not like okay, it's definitely not every shortcut tests like that. Of course, like not every shortcut is set up like this, but I've seen it like way often. This is 4 examples. Like that's it though, including BigBirb. Anyways, like yeah. Anyways, it looks like you save quite a lot because you get a wall tap. You actually like get to skip the apex by like a good like 10 blocks or something. So it seems like it's pretty powerful. Time loss. Let's see. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how I feel about shortcuts in general. That seems like a lot. I don't know what the numbers are. But yeah, it seems like it's gonna dictate a lot of the pace throughout the race. It's not difficult enough so that I feel like it's not difficult enough to be intimidating to go for. So I think that it's not going to deter people from trying to take it every lap. So I feel like people might just go for it every lap and just like this is going to come down to how often people fail it. Yeah. And otherwise, yeah, like this iron bar wall tap, but honestly, I don't feel like they were that difficult either. Frick, I forgot to make my disclaimer. Keep in mind, guys, this is like, there's no objective, like, oh yeah, this is what makes a track good or not. Like, at the end of the day, like, all of what I'm saying are, like, still, like, you know, you can consider them my opinion. You know, like, whether or not you need to be you need to be able to overtake someone in the race is, like, you know, that's still technically, like, a belief. Like, generally people, like, think overtaking people during a race is good, right? Now, if you ask them for the reasoning, then, you know, it might get a little bit shaky. You might hear some, because it's awesome and cool and sick. And it's like, and then, you know, some people that might not line up with other people's reasons for, like, what competitive racing should look like. But, what was I saying? At the end of the day, these are still, like, just my opinions, you know, for the most part. I will say, like, it's not like everything's opinion. Like, this is not an opinion. This is a shortcut, alright? Like, and if you, for example, if you made the road 2 blocks wide and made the exit drop them right on the road, on the 2 block wide road, that will cause chaos. That's not an opinion. That is just what will happen. So like stuff like that, sure, like, of course. But like, you know, oh, how important is difficulty on a track? You know, that is, you know, subjective. Subjective? Yeah, subjective. I think difficulty is really important because it helps distinguish race space. I've said multiple times now that, like, not in this video, but like just in general, like, my idea of competitive is just like letting the fastest driver win. Like, not the fastest, sorry, the best driver win. And typically, what makes a driver good, one of the most cited things that makes a driver good is how fast they are, like their race pace, right? And if the fast driver can't prove how much faster they are than the other people, then, like, that's not good, right? Because then the faster driver is, like, not able to be faster, right? For that much. Yeah, okay, that is One Piece. So having difficulty helps with that, right? That's my reasoning. At least that's what I've been saying. So because of that, like, I mean, this track doesn't seem that difficult, right? Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I was just driving, trying to hit the wall taps. But yeah, it's a bit hard to see the R bars. That's not too bad. Because I've only driven that car like 4 times now or something. I haven't been really paying attention. I think if I drive it more, I'll know where they are, where the wall taps are, and yeah. I'm way too far left, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, so the shortcut is moderately difficult. It's not even that difficult, yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit underwhelmed about the difficulty of the track. Next up is race starts. I think that's fine. It's race starts and pit entry exit. No, just bump control in general. So there is a launcher. I haven't actually looked at this yet much. This is not rows. I mean, like, according, oh my god, like, yes, they are rows, but like, this guy can get in tandem with this guy, absolutely, right? I don't even know if this guy gets in tandem with that guy, this is gonna be chaotic. If you compare this to tracks like BigBirb Remake or Mementos Blue, those. Why did you say your own tracks? Because I know my own tracks the best. Like I'm sorry, I get Frank Bryan 2 also has pretty spread out grids. I don't remember if they were 1. Branheim is not spread out. What else is there? Anyways, sorry. Mementos and BigBirb Remake, for example, and Frank Bryan 2. This grid rows are really spread out, which basically just allows you to start the race without getting in tandem with the row in front of you, which seems to help lower the chaos at the start of a race. And again, like I said earlier, like how important difficulty is in like a competitive race, like a competitive racetrack, that's subjective, right? Another subjective thing is how chaotic should race starts be. Again, like I said, like I think the best driver should win. And, sometimes you're just put into situations that, there's too much happening, right? This is a highly debated topic, right? But, I don't think that I don't think it's super feasible, especially in some cases, for people to, consistently navigate through chaotic restarts, right? So then, because of that, perhaps the bear driver might just get unlucky, we'll just say quote-unquote unlucky or whatever, and then get bumped, and then lose half the time, and then not win the race, right? Even though they're the best driver, they just were dealt a bad hand or whatever, right? For some reason, they weren't starting from pole, but we'll just ignore that. It doesn't have to be the best driver. You can be talking about the 5th best driver. The guy who should be getting 5th, or the guy who should be getting 7th, didn't get 7th, he got 14th because he got bumped at the start, right? And the track wasn't difficult enough for him to show off that he was faster than everyone else, right? So I mean, there's that, right? But, if you want chaotic restarts, then fine, sure. Okay, nice. I doubt it's gonna work, but okay, I don't know. You don't go high enough, I think. Can you, it wasn't even close. That was stupid of me. Okay, and then one way. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, nice. Sure, yeah. I could use this on Mementos Yellow, huh? Oh well. No, I did, for Mementos Yellow, I did a wall tap so that, is Mementos Yellow, it's not anywhere yet. Hold on, let me go. Alright. I did a wall tap. Not because I was like, oh yeah, not because I was like, I don't know how to prevent, because I could just done off-road here, right? I could have done iron bar with off-road underneath it, right? like this, and like if you try to wall tap, you just end up like this. I could have also like added more off-road like here and stuff, right? But I didn't because I wanted the lines to be as similar as possible. I wanted this to line up really close to the line you take on the exit here. And for you to have the same velocity, just make it more easy to see people coming and stuff like that. That's why I did that. This is build labs. This is probably also okay, right? Actually, right. This isn't the pit exit. What am I talking? I mean, it's still no. It's just okay. Well, like okay. Well, if P1 falls in here and P last drives normally, they can still come out around each other probably. This is quite a hefty time loss though. Oh my god, you lose so much time. You lose so much time. Oh my. Yeah. Anyways, probably honestly like just I don't even know you have to make him fall in. You can maybe just like make this like a different route and just like keep it like this. Because they lose a lot of time from falling in, right? We just like fill it in with like blue ice or something, or ice, and then like I don't know, that moves the apex. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, sorry, I'm spending too long on this. What is a launcher meant to do? Well, a launcher is meant to handle race starts that you don't have to sacrifice your main track layout. For example, Northern Water Tribe does not use a launcher, and that is because I was like, hey, let's just make turns 1 and 2 handle race starts. And because of that, the first like 10 or 15 seconds of the track are really easy and boring and lame, and I've regretted it ever since. Instead, I should have just made a launcher that like handled race starts, and that I could have made turn 1 and 2 pretty difficult or something, right? Not granted, this was like multiple years ago, and I had different ideas of what made a track good and stuff, and I wasn't thinking about difficulty, I wasn't thinking about blah blah blah. I was like a bit hesitant on making launchers, but you know, hindsight 2020, I've learned. Anyways, so that being said, handling race starts, like I said, I don't want race starts to be too chaotic. My goal with launchers is to spread out the field enough so that they're spread out so that it's an absolute chaos when they enter the main road with like chicanes everywhere and stuff, right? Like for instance, Cosmic Ocean, turn 1's a chicane, right? And then like turn 3 is like a wall tap, boat tap thing, right? Which is gonna be chaotic if everyone gets there at once. And the thing is, they still do get there. They still all do get there at once. Not at once, right? But like, still pretty dense field because it's like the launcher doesn't spread them out enough, right? So I'm not gonna act like I have engineering race starts down to science, but I still don't even know like my goal really is. Well, I know what my goal is. I don't know like how like the number like. How I weight everything. That is to say, I mean, it's a lot. This is a launcher. I don't know. It seems fine. You give them a few corners to spread out. I guess it's not too difficult. It's not too hard. It's not super wide. It's not super thin. It's just a few corners. I don't know. Like it's alright. If the first section of the track was really difficult, like really thin racing line, I can see the need for this, but honestly it didn't seem like it's like too difficult or too thin of a racing line at the start. So like, I don't even know if this is really needed. Maybe, I don't know. This thing, but if you just put the grid right here or something, I guess you just throw them right into this, and this might be chaotic, I guess. So, yeah, maybe the launcher helps a little bit. Because people are going to be boat tapping there, you're going to be getting bumped there when they don't want to be, you're going to be getting driven through, bumped, there's going to be all kinds of chaos there. And then, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, sure, I guess. Like I said, you lose a lot of time here, like, your race might just be over if you fall in there, so. 07. It's okay, I guess. I don't know. If you want chaos, then you got chaos with your grid, and then it's not too chaotic. The turns themselves aren't chaotic that much, but like the grid spacing is just good. Yeah, be chaos. Pit entry seems okay. I don't know, like no more out is this. Assuming this is a cyborg gimmick, like, oh yeah, there's like, oh, it's so interesting because it's a boat tap, also cyborg gimmick, and like, people might say that, and I don't know, I'm not too, like, sure, I guess, and you can go in depth on like, oh, this is the mind games it creates, this is so cool and stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know, like, there's like, the point of the overtaking mechanics is to get an overtake, right? And like, as long as it does that, that's like the main thing. Counterplay is cool. Counterplay, well, no, the counterplay just allows you, like, at the least, like, oh, okay, like I said in my counterplay video, like, there's different things you can do with counterplay. You can give P 2 more options, or you can give P 1 more options, or both, right? Like, you can make boat taps where like it's basically guaranteed for P2 to boat tap off P1, right? Like look at Top Ocean, like Moai section, right? But you can also make things where like it's really easy for P1 to just not take the wall tap and then deny P2 from taking the boat tap, right? Like Vranheim boat tap, for example, like you can just block stop that corner. I don't think you do that much. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. But like you can just block stop there, whatever, and then they can't boat tap you if you're block stopping, right? In that case, like P1 just has like so much more power over P2. P2, if he just does that every lap, like P2 can't do shit because there's no overtaking mechanics anywhere else on track, right? So what I was trying to say is that counterplay helps. Like you can use counterplay to prevent that interaction. Like you can remove counterplay from P1, i.e. remove the block stop and make it or make it a lot slower, so that if P2 does the wall tap and P1, or it's not even just that, like you remove the block stop from being a viable option in the first place, right? So P1 will never take it. Or you can give P2 more counterplay and that they can, like if P1 goes for the block stop, P2 can go for the wall tap and end up in tandem, right? So that even though P1 went for the block stop doesn't mean that they're safe from being overtaken, right? I think that's important. That's not even like a mind games thing. I mean, like of course, mind games, some people like it, some people don't. But just the basic concept of like, you can control whether or not people have options to do things, right? Like if P2 has the option to overtake P1, if P2 has the option to overtake P1, and that P1 cannot deny them of that by going for the block stop, right? That's important for the functionality of the overtaking mechanic. And you have that here, right? Like, if they were to fly wide at the wall tap, they can still get boat tapped. If they were to take the corner normally, they can still get boat tapped, right? Which is good, I guess. Yeah. But then, beyond that, I'm not too, like, I don't care too much. Like, oh wow, it's a cyborg gimmick. It's, like, it's fun and cool and stuff, but, like, I don't know, I don't really care too much. Now, okay, it might change the dynamic, right? You're like, oh, well, okay, I got boat tapped, but I can still block them and prevent them, and, that's cool and all, but, like, I don't know, like, at the very, like, the important thing is that I can still get the overtake, right? Like, the whole point, again, of the overtaking mechanics is to get overtakes, and a problem with boat racing is that you can't really overtake people unless they mess up, or you give them, like, an overtaking mechanic, like, boat tap or cyborg gimmick. If the overtaking mechanic does not work, and they never make a mistake, then you can't get past them, right? So as long as it works, we're good. And that's what I'm mainly concerned about. This kind of thing is cool, but, like, ultimately, as long as you're able to get a boat overtake, then we're good. I don't know if I want to spend brain power on thinking about everything with like, oh yeah, it's a cyborg gimmick and like chicane and stuff. I also don't even know if this works. Like, I look at this and I'm like, I don't know if this works, man. Because for some, like, I've bounced a fair share of cyborg gimmicks in my day, and I've learned that you need a lot of entry speed and you need a lot of space after the collision zone for the people who have that entry speed to show it off and use it. And this does not have that. You don't have much entry speed compared to this guy, and you have a chicane, so even if you have a lot of entry speed, you kind of have to lose some of it. So I don't even know if this will work as a cyborg gimmick. Again, I'd recommend you test this with motion capture or whatever. Like, you know, I've done testing with like my friends like Mathis and Jolly or whatever, or Crafties or whoever. But like, it's not, oh, okay, it's not a straight line though, you just have to break it a little bit, right? And like, it's not terrible, right? Like, it'll help, but like, you shouldn't base all of your like results on that, because you know, what if you're just driving poor? What if like, if it's Lapis versus Jolly, right? It's obviously like there's a skill gap, right? It's like, if you have the blocking route and you have the like normal route, like this, because let's just imagine this is just faster to take normally, right? It's just the faster route. This is the slower blocking route, like a normal Starlight gimmick, right? If Jolly is P1 and goes for this, and Lapis is P2 and goes for this, like, the odds of Lapis getting here in time are a lot higher, right? Because he's just faster. But if you swap it, and Lapis is P1 and goes for this, and Jolly's P2 and goes for this, like, the odds of Jolly getting here in time are much lower, because, like, you know, he drives us a lot slower than intended, right? So if you have skill gaps in the testers, in the live testing, then that's not good. If you put BigBirb and Sozoker against each other, even if BigBirb has a lot of practice on the track, I mean, there's still a big skill gap, right? There's also an issue about consistency, repeatability, like if, you know, you're in the same distance apart from each other at the start for testing, and just, yeah. So I'd recommend just using motion capture, because you can keep recording then and again until you get your perfect run or whatever. Like, your perfect run or like a run that's really good, and then play that back, and then have that to go against, right? To help repeatability and just stuff, yeah. But yeah, I don't know if this is even gonna function. Yeah, okay. How long have I been going for? 40 minutes. God damn. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so. Pit entry. Right, that's what I was talking about, pit entry. A little bit out of the way. It's probably not bad. I'm sure people slowing down in the middle of the chicane, but like, I think that should be alright. That should be fine. Like I said, it's pretty dark. You might want to light it up. Pit exit. Yeah, I haven't commented on this yet, right? I think it's pretty cool. I can imagine someone's exiting and they're right here, and someone sees them, and like, oh my god, boat tap, and then they end up like in the slime. Because this guy doesn't realize that the pit exiter is like not far up enough for them to be boat tapped. I can see that coming. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, no. I think it's neat, but like I said, you know, Lapis would absolutely say it's like a dynamic thing, or like, you know, if you might just get lucky and then like end up having someone here and getting a boat tap off of them, getting flap, you know, just getting a little bit faster pace. I don't think it's extensively that much faster, but it's probably a bit faster, right? So there's that. I don't know, I think this is cool. Now, what would be really cool is if you tied this in with like people in tandem or something. Like, if you have P1 and P2 and they're in tandem, for example, and P2 goes to pit, right? If P1 can boat tap them, right? Okay, well, you know. Okay, sorry, yeah. We do. P1 and P2 are in tandem, right? P2 pits, P1 keeps going. A lap goes by, and then P1's right here. P1 goes for a pit, and P2 is like, you know, a pit delta away. Fast forward like 20 seconds or whatever the pit delta is. P1 is exiting right here, and they would be in front of P2, except P2 boat taps them, right? And then they get in front or whatever. That should be cool, right? And like that adds on to the pit game, right? Like normally pitting most of these tracks, like if I'm not mistaken, like pretty much every single track. Not okay, well no, not every single track, but like most tracks in general, pitting is like just like not one dimensional, but like it's pretty much the same thing. You pit out of dirty air, you can cut people off, and like that's it. But if you do things like this, where like you like pitting first is worse because you can get boat taps, like, you know, like that what if scenario I just went through. Like that's adding on to pitting, and I mean I think it's cool. It changes the dynamic of pitting a little bit. I'd like to be explored more. I made a track that is absolutely terrible that has not been, like, we commissioned, like, the ABG staff, or not staff, the ABG build team to work on it, and they haven't worked on it. I might just show it off right now, but, hold on, yeah, let me just, yeah, welcome to Omega Star Chaos. When did I make this? This is, like, a while ago, right? August 16th. So, really brief, this is, like, a track with, like, a gajillion, like, intersection points. What I wanted to point out was this. This is the pit lane. And you basically drive on track. you drive on track, and people can actually get hit by your player hitbox here, right? This is another way you can actually, like, change the pit game, right? Because then you can actually get on track and block people. Like, obviously, this track is not the best example, because, you know, they're going to be all over the place. It wasn't, like, tuned so that, you know, if you pit from behind someone, you can, like, 10 seconds later, get on track and block them, right? And then get the overtake like that. It wasn't designed like that. It's designed, haha, funny. Like, there was no timing or anything, like, engineered. It's just, you know, you can drive on the racing line a bit, right? But you can use this concept, right? For example, to, like, help flesh out, like, the pit concept, whatever. Also, I want... may as well. This is the launcher, and like you start up here, and then you turn around and drop, and then you start. But then, you know, that means if you're in the front row, you have to drop down and drive through everyone else who's trying to get through. And so P1 and basically every other track ever just gets to drive off into clean air, but now they can't. Now there's people in the way. Like, this track's goated. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, anyways, sorry. This is about. Okay. Yeah. This is about this. Anyway, yeah. So they just in general, like, pit stuff hasn't been explored too much. It has been brought up a few times with, like, you know, if you come out, like, let's say that, like, the pit exit was, like, right here, right? And, like, let's say the road was, like, 5 blocks wide or something, like this wide or something, and, like, the pit exit was, like, right here, and you exited with, like, 0 velocity, right? Then, you know, okay, well, then you know, undercutting or over, I don't remember which is which, but, you know, one of them is a lot more powerful because you can actually get out and, like, cab block someone, right? No, well, let me figure this out. Yeah, okay, let's say you have P1 and P2. P1 pits lap 1, and then P2 pits the lap after. P2 exits right in front of P1, like right here, because they have 0 velocity, and they can block them, right? I think that's what... Oh, that's called overcutting, right? I think that's called overcutting. Overcutting would get buffed, because then you have the chance to block them, right? That has been brought up in previous tracks. But I don't think it's been, like, used much or explored much, the concept. I don't think pitting, like, stuff like this for pitting has been like, explored much in general, so I think it's cool. I have had this idea for a long time, though. I would have done it a different way. I was thinking, like, some kind of, like, floating water or something that, like, they drive across, So like like it's not just like one spot where they park. But honestly, like for an introductory concept, because like I don't think many other tracks have done this. I think in general, when introducing concepts like this, it's cool to make it pretty simple. For example, like Contact Ocean Boat Tap, which I think that's the first like time like a boat tap is like engineered into a track. I think. It's really simple, right? Like it was made so like, bro, you can't miss it. Like it's gonna happen whether you like it or not. Like whether you intend for it to not. And then people might accidentally do it, and they're like, oh wait, oh that's a boat tap. Oh I can boat tap them now. And then and then it's like, oh wait, this is something we can make, right? So something like that's simple and easily repeatable, and like people who've never done anything like this before can like easily understand what's happening and then execute during a race. I think that's good. Something like my idea of like having like them drive like this would be a bit more difficult because it's a moving target, right? Depending on how fast they're going. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I've had the idea of this well for a long time. I think it's pretty cool. It's just a cool concept. How does it line up with my idea of what a competitive race should look like? That it's not. Yeah, okay. Well, like the best driver should win. I mean, I guess the best is not defined by certain like only one thing. It's like if you have two drivers who have the same exact race pace, but one is better at boat tapping than the other one, and like the same in every other way, the one who's better at boat tapping should probably win, right? It's not like race pace is the only thing that decides who's a good driver or not. So who's able to recognize someone's exiting the pit and then get a boat tap off of them. If you have two drivers who are exactly the same, since one is better at this than the other person, then they should be rewarded, right? So I guess it's just how impactful do you want that to be, right? If you want race pace to be very unimpactful, make an easy track, make them race on freaking Candyland, and there you go. But then if you want to make strategy much more important, then add like Wingberg sandball gimmick or something. Stuff that encourages strategy, like 2HG DRS before the option is removed to not activate it, or I'm not going to go into that because you can just react really easily, especially with Team Advisor. But whatever. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is like how important characteristics of drivers should be to a track is up to the builder. If you believe that race pace isn't important, then so be it. Make an easy track. It's just determining what you want the race to look like, and then building the track accordingly is what you need to do. Yeah. So that's why, these track reviews is like, I ask what the intended use case is, be it high-level competitive racing, be it time trialing, be it whatever, right? So I can evaluate based on what I think is important for that. What I think is important for high-level competitive racing is overtakeability, difficulty, bump control, chaos, right? That's what I think is important, so that's what I'm judging, right? I'm not judging declaration or whatever, or the F word, the F word, yeah. Yeah. So, again, what you should do with the track builder is decide what kind of race you want to see, what kind of race you want to create with this track, or not even race, like if you whatever experience. If you're making a time trialing track, you want to figure out what experience you want to make with this track, and then make it, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, I've gone over overtaking mechanics, difficulty, race starts, pit entry, pit exit. Not just the pit exit again. Yeah, okay. Alright, I think that's about it. In general, it's a summary. There's a good number of overtaking mechanics. I do not know if they have been tested extensively, so make sure you do. with motion capture or what have you. I say that for every track I've not made. Like I said that for Brandheim, I said that for like 2AG, I said that for like everything I haven't made. I say that for tracks I even have made. Like, like I think BigBirb remake boat tap works. Like I think I tested it really hard, but I could be wrong. Fuck, I don't know. I really think it works, but so I say that for everything. If they do work, cool, good. There is the track isn't too difficult. It feels like the most difficult part is the shortcut. I'll get back to that. But overall, it doesn't seem like that difficult of a track. The shortcut, I feel I have mixed feelings about shortcuts because the whole race might just come down to how often you hit the shortcut or not. Like, especially if it's so super powerful, it looks like a somewhat powerful shortcut, like at least a second time save. Probably, right? Probably, yeah. And then like significant time loss, it looks like maybe. So that's gonna be pretty impactful. I also pointed out how if you're crossing the road when you hit this, you might block people, and that's sad. It has happened before. Launcher is fine, I guess. It's somewhat chaotic because the grid spacing, a few pretty simple corners. I don't know how much people are going to spread out from this, but honestly, like, if you're reducing them this close together, like, they're just going to bump on their own in a way. It doesn't matter how hard the corner. I mean, like, difficulty of the corner matters a little bit, but, like, like, if you just throw enough corners at them, they don't even have to be super hard corners. If you just throw enough at them, they'll probably spread out, right? You spread them out, you get them out, give them like 6-ish corners-ish before like this, right? Or it might get chaotic. Then, otherwise, pit entry, spawn, pit exit is neat. It's cool that we're exploring this finally. Yeah. Okay. Overall, I think it's okay. I don't want to, like, Nip Dash recommended that, like, I rate tracks on, like, a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, or whatever, and keep track of it, but it sounds like a lot of work, and that sounds like it's going to vary from day to day. Like, one day I might rate a track at a 7, one day I might rate it a 9, so it's a bit rough. I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to rate it with a number. I haven't rated it with a number. I haven't rated any previous tracks with a number, so L. I think there's better tracks out there for sure. Like, I think the most glaring issues are the difficulty, and also chaos from restart. If you clean those up, I think it'd be pretty alright. But we're seeing a lot of tracks like that. No, not like this. Oh, okay, somewhat like this. Focusing a lot more on bump control and overtaking mechanics. Getting a bit more like chaotic looking because of bump control and stuff. Which, sorry, my bad. like it was a big concern when I was introducing bump control. Like, is it gonna look too confusing? And some people felt it was too confusing. But I think we've gotten used to it now, which is really good. But I mean, I don't like, what is it? See Arena Sum? Like, this is a whole new level of confusing. Like, there's shit everywhere. So, I don't know. Like, yeah. Anyways. Yeah, this is just a general trend. Like, Toki was like, I hate the state of, like, racetracks in today's meta. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I get that. Anyways, yeah, I was saying that we're seeing a lot more tracks like this, like focus a lot more on bump control and overtaking mechanics, which is neat. It's much more towards like what I consider to be good, or make tracks good. It's seeing a lot more of them, so it's like a good supply of them. Because of that, I don't think I'd really recommend this too much right now for something like BWC, Gay, or League B. But if you fix like the difficulty primarily and also probably the race starts, then it should be fine. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye. That's like forever. Oh my.